Okay, great leaders, let us consider another aspect of this quadratic equation that has to do with finding the dependent variables. Quadratic equation. Finding the dependent variable. Finding the dependent variable using substitution method. This aspect of the quadratic equation will lead us to graphs, because you cannot plot a graph if you are unable to find the dependent variables. In the previous classes, I mentioned to you what the dependent variables are and what the independent variables are. I said the independent variables are the type of variables that will need to go through changes or that varies. You need to change them, or you allow them go through changes to help you know what the dependent variables are. So in this case, the independent variables will need to go through certain changes to help us find the dependent variables. And these changes are called the limit or the range of it sometimes. So you'll be given the limit or the range at which these changes of the independent variables will occur. For instance, they can tell you that such variable exists from this number to this other number. Like the range, they can tell you x ranges from -3 to +4, which means the values of x, or the limit of the changes that will take place on x, which is the independent variable, will be from -3, that is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is the limit. This is the limit. This will be the limit. So these are the changes that will occur on the independent variable, the x variable, which is the independent variable, to help you find out what the dependent variable will be, which is y. I will help you understand this better when I said finding the dependent variable using the substitution method. Let us deal with a particular problem quickly. Given this to be, let's consider this. Consider this. You have x squared is equal to y. And what was given to us here is the range of x will be from -2 to +2, which means the range of x will be actually from -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now, I want to find what each of the value of y will be. So you start using your substitution method or your replacement method, which you've been taught in your mathematics, to help you get the values of the dependent variable y. They have given us a limit or the range of x from -2 to +2. So for us to find that of y, I will need to do this. When x is -2, then from here we have, in place of x, I'll write -2. I have -2 all squared is equal to y. -2 squared is -2 times -2, that will be 4. So y is equal to 4. Y is equal to 4. I'm done with this aspect of x, the first number of x. Let's go to -1. When x is equal to -1, what will be y? The equation given to us was that y is equal to x squared. That's the equation given to us. Then y will be equal to -1 all squared. That will be 1 times 1, which is 1. So our y is 1. When x is 0, what is y? Y will be equal to 0 raised to power 2. That will still be 0. When x is 1, when x is equal to 1, then y will be equal to 1 all squared. That will be 1. 1 raised to power 2 is still 1. And when x is 2, then y will be equal to 2 raised to power 2. That will be 4. 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So therefore, the values are this. When x is -2, y is 4. When x is -1, y is 1, when x is 0, y is 0, when x is 1, y is 1, and when x is 2, y is 4. So these are the values, these are the corresponding values now. So we have been able to change or to work on the independent variable to help us get the dependent variable. So you can see when x is minus 2, y is 4, when x is minus 1, y is 1, when x is 0, y is 0, when x is 1, y is 1, and when x is 2, y is 4. That is how you deal with problems of such in mathematics. You deal with problems of such in mathematics. So here I said sometimes students are asked to complete quadratic tables using this same idea. So if you're asked to complete a quadratic table, this is the same idea you are going to use. Please, can you try this at home? Try this at home. I'll give you a range. Sometimes your range might be in form of inequality. Your range might also be in form of inequality. Let me give you this to do at home. In our next class, I will treat the one that has to do with inequality for you to see. Let's deal with this. Do this. Given y is equal to 2x squared minus 4, find the values of y for which x ranges from 2 to 4. From which x ranges from 2 to 4. So carefully do this yourself. Remember, the values of the range of x are from 2 to 4, which means 2, 3, 4. So replace them in this equation and you get what your y will be. In our next class, we'll start probably from here to take you to the next aspect that has to do with inequality range, when the range of x or the range of the independent variable seems to be an inequality. How to bring out or to express them properly to help you get the right values of the dependent variable. Remain studious and I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.